Okay, I'm here. What we got there? Activated. That's a good one. Activated. All right. Kind of light on the lineup here from members. Somewhat surprising, although I can appreciate a lot of confusion. It does seem to be the name of the game. Chaos, confusion. I love people think there's a master plan. All right, we'll give it a minute or two and we'll get rolling. It is nice to see the market stop the free fall. What are we at here? 2 minutes. We'll give it one more minute. We'll get rolling. Rivian. Yeah, it's surprisingly light. May have time to take a few requests if anybody has something they'd really like me to take a look at. All right. The confusion. Yeah, that is in these times. I have to be careful about expressing my bias. Boy, MAGA really gets fired up when I say anything negative about Trump. The comments come are fierce. Most of them I don't even post. All right. How are we doing here? Let's see. All right, let's get it rolling. Do we just mic's okay? Yeah, looks like it's fine. I can see the little meter in OBS. So what am I doing here? Okay, I'm getting rid of. It takes me a minute to get dialed in here. Okay, so first up, this is a request. So just I always forget to do this. I'm assuming members all know what we're doing here, but we get a lot of new subscribers, people that are just checking us out for the first time. And what we're trying to do here is demonstrate the methodology that we teach. And in turn, we're looking for members who have either invested into learning this material, and perhaps they're in the free Discord. They're kind of kicking around, want to look at if this might be a good fit for them. So that's why we ask members to post their TA, and then I kind of review it and see. It gives me a chance to see how they're progressing with what we're teaching. So as a result of that, we prefer to see members post their charts right now. Some people, they're a little shy with it, or they're just learning their stuff, and they're just not comfortable with that. But it's, I think, always better to just post it regardless of, where you are in your progression as a technician. Just post it. Just kind of see where you're thinking. And as we do have quite a few free members that come in, the one request we make is if you're a free member, at least post your chart, right? So Jamie, next time, I'm going to do it today, but next time, read, please, the post, right, that's directly above you, which pretty clearly states that. So because of the level of interest, I'm going to assume in both Bitcoin and Ethereum, we'll take a look at them. But in the future, if you're a free member, right, again, the only thing we ask is that you post your own chart, right? Let's see, it seems reasonable. Right? We're not. We're trying to avoid is a bunch of free members coming in here and just going, show me this, show me that, do a TA on this, do a TA on that. We're not chart monkeys. We're trying to accomplish something here and trying to teach something. So there you go, Jamie. That's just your heads up for next time. Okay. I'm actually surprised Jamie was available as a handle. Anyway. Okay, so this is a weekly on Bitcoin, right? And I went over this. I reviewed this in last Friday's video, just on the idea. Okay, like are we our bull goggles, right, clouding our judgment here? And the point I was trying to make on Friday is, okay, all right, we're making an assumption here that a 5-wave has completed, right? I don't think that's in question. The question amongst bulls, right, would be, okay, is this the start of an extension in the 5th? I don't think there's any. I'd be shocked if there was a lot of argument here that we were doing this. That this is the 3rd, right? I just, that seems so improbable. So we come back to, okay, well, if we're going, pick your porn, right? I mean, I should say your bull porn, as to how high we're going, 150, 160, 2 million, 11 million, depends on who you ask. Well, how are we going to do that, right? From an Elliott perspective, right? If we put this on with the context, I look at it and I think, God, if this is a 1 wave, well, that all makes sense, right? If we're making the assumption that we're doing an extension in the 5th, well, that's a good sign, right? You're right into the golden zone. Okay, could this be a 1-2? Well, yeah, of course it could be. But that's right. Is that what we're going to lean into here? Well, I think it's, at this distance, right? It's tempting, right? When you dig into that price action there, it's going to be interesting to see if we can get out of here based on the current price action, right? As we're interpreting it. That said, okay, that's not insignificant. What gives me a little pause here is that this is a secondary pivot, right? That's the algo. Well, did they use it? Perhaps. Right, but that's typically, this would be questionable, right? More likely, right? There's dominant to dominant, right? Okay, so we're at the 50, right? The lowest low in this range to the highest high. Okay, still okay. Could be a 1-2. This is based off of our analysis here that we've done. This is a WX, and we finish with a Y into a triangle here. So we had A, B, C, D, E, and here's the E launch. It's interesting, but if we let's go down. I think it's better over here. Now that's out of log scale, right? Keep that in mind. Out of log scale, right? Which is, we want to at least look at it out of log scale. So let's go over here and see if we can find a roadmap to get out of here. Now this is with more detail. So now we come back to, so you can see again, because I've been over this many times, right? This is, I think the consensus amongst my team here, WX triangle Y, right? And then we go 1-2, right? We get a decent 1, nice 3, and then 1-2, 1-2. Up we go. Here's the 5, right? So pulling from the proposed, right, with your Elliott hat on, from the proposed low. Well, that's interesting. It should surprise no one, but is that our swing low? Let's get in there. Let's go to a 3. See how we're going to do that. It's ugly, but it's valid. To a leading diag into an A. This is just, again, there's no count in there. But we can go off of what's implied here. Right? So something along these lines here. I applied some sort of a flat before we head down, right? We get a 1, 2, 3, 4. We get a nice impulse here to finish that. So down we come, then we get a 3, and we get a 5. Right? So you're looking at that, trying to figure it out. God, how is this? How are we going to get out of here, right? Because what we'd love, right, if we could figure out a count that would play here, for this to be low, because we begin and we end in 5s, right? So there's the 5th into the golden zone. So it's very tempting to think, oh fuck, that's it. Whoa, here we go. Well, I'm not suggesting not to get long here, because the count as we're interpreting it, this came from Sensei PK, right? Of course, members will know him. He's a master Elliottian, and this is the count that I was kind of stuck on, maybe a triangle in here. But this is a nice alternate that gives us the potential here to get out of here with a 5, if we're going to do something like this. But the assumption would be this is, as you see the B down here. I'm going to get this out of here. All right, if we're doing it this way, we could be 3 into a 3, right? A, here's a 5, here's a 3, here's a 5, right? So we're dealing with, there's a 5, 3, 5. How does that fit? Well, the proposal is that we would be heading up here, and this would be a bit of a suckers rally, into an X wave that would set up the Y wave. So we'd be looking for another 3. So first question is, okay, well, let's see what happens here. This is very tradable. This is tradable. You know, I'm going to shit. I mean, yeah, I don't have to tell anyone what's tradable, right? You have at it. Okay, diag maybe? Big extension of the one. How are you going to do that? Right, 1, 2. Is that what we're doing? 3, 4, 5? Can't say I like that. Is that what that looks like to you? Right, again, I mean, we're looking at the same thing. If we go to a 30 minute, it's not an impulse. What are we going to call it? Unclear. When in doubt, you know, the old maxim. What is it? We're going to do 3. It's not, there's not enough there to take a trade. So, okay, well, maybe we can just work off of the price action. Okay, well, looks like we're just doing a 50 here. But are you going to call this a 1? It's kind of a stretch. I mean, you're okay. Maybe you got a diag in there. Let's go with it. Okay, we're gonna do a 1, 2. Jesus, we want to do it in 3s. We ABC. Okay, maybe, right? Okay, let's. You have to do it that way. It looks like, right? Because you don't have a 3 here, so it looks like you've got a little flat here. There's the overlap. So maybe, right? You wouldn't. This isn't the diag you'd be dreaming of, in terms of what you'd hope to see coming out of here, right? We can't even quite get it to play. Okay, and we've done. Right? We're gonna. You think it's done there? You know, again, anything's possible. It's just why. I always ask myself, right, is it good enough to put money at risk, right? Because you can just take it just because, you know, you're jonesing for a dopamine hit, right? Which is what happens when you take a trade. Oh, your brain lights up. Is that, you know, just to me, it's like, okay, well, if it's going to turn into, if it's a 1, it makes this real easy because coming out of this should be an impulse, which means we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, we don't have to wonder about what to expect. Okay, you're going to call this the correction, right? Okay, the correction's done, right? From this high to this low, where correction's done. I would suggest probably not. You know, not to be a buzzkill, but just that I would be more interested in. I got a big fair value gap down here. Right? Can I get that? I just, you know, again, we're in fucking the crazy zone. Maybe it all went, you know, I much as let's see. I want to check myself here. Regardless of who's in the White House, right? We all want to see. You know, we want this country to be successful. The crypto. You know, most of us are bulls. Want to see crypto rally. So crypto-friendly administration. Great. Right now, and maybe this all works out beautifully in the end. It's not so good right now, and my guess is it's only going to get worse. So. Let's be picky about when we're putting money at risk. So if we come back to, okay, how are we getting out of here? Right, we've already swept this low. So you have the ingredients, right, that you would look for in a low. We swept liquidity here. We got into it. We see a technical reaction, right, whether it's from the secondary pivot or not. We don't have to wonder what happened there. Okay, an algo fires. All right, so is that enough, right? Do you want to put money at risk on that? I don't. And I'm as bullish as anyone long term, but that's just not the setup. Why force it? My view, right? You're just again, you're saying, oh, fuck it, let's try it. Dopamine kicks. You put a stop on the low, and okay, you get a little buzz in your day. All right, but that's not how you succeed in trading long term. You know. Get my suggestion, right? It's just not good enough yet. Okay, the next one from Jamie was ETH. This is even worse, in my view. It's my opinion, right? So I'm giving you my opinion because Jamie's not giving me any of his work. Here's where I really struggle with ETH. Take it out of log scale, because it's very tempting in log here to be thinking, oh, 3, oh, okay, 3, 4. This must be a 1, 2, and we're going to go much higher. Could be, certainly, right? But if you take it at a log scale, are we really trying to connect these two? Whoops, let me get rid of that. I know because I talk with my hands on the mouse. Is that what we're trying to do here? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? We're going to try and turn this into a... I'm not so sure, right? Ethereum is probably the ugliest of all the majors, right? It's the most disappointing, I think, certainly for bulls. Are we really trying to? I don't think we want to try and connect these two, right? So when you come back to log scale, it kind of throws your brain into a wait a minute. How are we doing this? You know, again, log scale, right? And I know, right, when we're moving this kind of range, we have to look at it in log scale. Okay, so what's the most optimistic view for a bull here? That something here has completed. We've now tagged the 50. Let's get rid of that. Okay, much like Bitcoin. Okay, there's a technical reaction, right? From that's dominant to dominant. Reaction at the 50. Are we really thinking 1, 2? So again, what would we be saying? 2, 3. We're going to go way over here for the 4. This beautiful, right? That now you got the right look. This, I think not, right? So I'm inclined to do this, right? To say, okay, no, that's not right. All right, these two are not connected, so I guess we'd have to put this here, and we put this over here, and something topped here. Now take it out of log scale. That starts to make more sense, which would suggest, okay, something's done here. This is all part of the correction. WX, maybe Y. You know, out of log scale, it really changes your opinion. What would you put? What would you? Oh, pardon me. Where's the 5? There it is. You're gonna do that. You're gonna have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's there. ABC 1, 2. We're doing it as a diag. 3, 4, 5. You know, I know, right? The majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? We would definitely want to see. We want them going. That's not good TA, right? There's just nothing here that would make you think, holy shit, I got to buy it. It's not there. So if you're buying it, you know, I can see the thinking, oh shit, well, that's pretty low. You know, we're under $2,000. Maybe I can just buy it, right? And buy and hold. That it's not unreasonable. You'd certainly no leverage, and you're going to park some money there on the assumption we're eventually going to take out that high. But if it's going to do that, right? If we've got a low, if this is trying to put in a low here, there'll be some, right? Let's get some signs of. I mean, what do you? I mean, the only thing you're doing here is buying it because it's low, right? Oh well, if I buy it down here. Is there something technical here to suggest that, okay, it's a good time to buy it? I mean, even down to a 60, there's just not a good finish here. There's a pump, dump, that's the... I suppose you probably talk yourself into it. Oh, Jesus, can you even get... Well, if you could get yourself into this 1, 2, 3, you don't get an impulse, right? You see, but that's what you kind of, your eye would, maybe you'd do it here. But you don't get an impulse, right? Because here's the overlap. So, if I stretch it. And then you might try and do it here and say, oh, can I do it here? Maybe that's all I need to do is do it here. But then, right, this would be a 5. This is not an impulse, right? Because where am I going to put the 1? 1, 2. 1, 2, right? It doesn't quite work, right? Even if I was most accommodating here, 1, 2, I can't get it to fly, right? The only potential, if that was the 1, 2, 3, and we're putting in the 4, well, that means the 3 is not done yet, right? So both Bitcoin and Ethereum imply, right? Keyword. Imply lower prices where we are here, but people just reflexively, oh shit, look, it's on sale, right? I get that thinking, right? I'm tempted as well. But if you're buying anticipating that we're going up to 5K, does it really matter, right? Are you really want to fuck around here and risk getting stopped out 5 times while this is going on? Or do you just want to buy it here and say, okay, well, I'll average down. If it goes lower, I'll buy a little bit more. That's pretty reasonable way to approach it, but you don't need any TA to do that. Go to Google and say price of Ethereum. You don't need me, right, to guide you or your own TA skills to try and pick that right moment to turn. we need something to complete down here, and then we need a reaction that's substantial. We need that. So when you're down here thinking, well, it's on sale, I could buy it. Okay, but again, if you're watching this live stream, you're trying to be more precise with it. Is that? I think not, right? It's just no evidence here that we've got a low. I mean, yes, there's there's some liquidity sweeps. We're down to some support. This is, I pulled this from prior order flow that was untapped here, right? So here's this note here, untapped. Now we're into it. Get rid of that, right? So I've talked about this also on Friday. So here's untapped order flow. We go up, right? Nope, we're not going into it. Oh, now we're into it. Now here's the juice, right? So there's liquidity here. We know that. It's mitigated. Okay, I want to buy it. Again, what are you afraid you're going to miss? That we're just going to come out of here and we're just going to do this? No, not likely. I think that's hurry up and wait. I hate to be a bummer and a buzzkill on it. Unless you're just your plan is to just average down, or I'll keep buying it as it goes lower, because I know eventually 5 years from now it's going to be much higher than that. Okay. All right, Jamie, there you go. Did them both. Next time, read the above, right? It's literally in bold right above you. Okay, GZ. George. What are you giving me? Oh, the SPX. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay, how we doing here? Everybody okay? Yeah. How likely would you say dropping to 70K is? I think quite likely. But who's that? Divine Hood. I have to look over because you're way over on a side monitor. Well, I take you back to this, right? If we break this, we're going lower, right? If this breaks, right? Because this is kind of a wishful. Oh God, let's hope that's the 4, right? This. It's potentially coincidental, but I take you back to this. Well, okay, if that's a completed impulse, why would you assume anything other than this? Oh, because it's Bitcoin. Well, here's 50K. It's at 62. If we tap into this, right? Because again, you can make that same statement, right? This is untouched order flow. I mean, I'm very wide range here on a daily. I mean, you could refine that down and down and down and down. You could go down to, oh shit. Yeah, that's tapped. We could do it this way. You'd say, right, we got a little bit of a swing here that's been untouched. Who's going to be uncomfortable if we do this is Michael Saylor. Right? I think his average buy-in is 66. Now, he's not, pockets are mighty deep. I don't know that he gets liquidated, but he's going to be uncomfortable. His liquidation is probably much lower. But again, if you brought up any other asset, why would you assume anything other than that? Where do they, again, it's not like the market's obligated to come here. Where do they usually go? 62 would be 50%. Okay, over to George on the SPX, because this is just as insane. Oh, shit, George. What are you giving me here? You're giving me monthly? Okay. TradeDevil view also weekly. You're giving me a monthly. Prector has waves 3 and 4 here for the Dow. He has more data. Dow. Well, I think the Dow, he probably, you're back here to fuck the 1870s. Okay, so it's always good, right? It's interesting, right? It's not, you're not going to make a trade decision here, but okay. Here's a good example, right? So if we're going 3-4 and this is 3-4, right? This is all just part of an extension to get to the 5th, right? So that's quite an extension. I'm not sure I would count it that way, but he is the. He's wrong a lot. Okay, so 3, 4, 5 still to come. 69.86 would be 4.236. Okay, let's let me go. Oh shit, let's go to the weekly here because 1 week. Important yellow channel. Okay, So here's our 09, right? That's the recession low. 1, 2, 3. You'd have to do this as a flat for 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Still suggests, long term how we're out into the 2030s. There's new highs, right? Which I wouldn't disagree with, right? The market, historically, we go up. 3, 4. So let's play it out. Okay, so we're trying to get to 3 to 4 to 5 of the third, at the super cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. So everything is an extension in the fifth. I'm assuming he wants me to go daily too. Let's go to the daily. Oh God. Okay. Holy shit, George. Okay, that's a lot of lines on here. All right, so 1, 2. Shit. Let's see if I can draw it. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, going up for this 5. I'll go confluence here, which would put us at 64.44. Okay, right. So I'm not getting bearish on the stock market just yet, not yet. So that would be middle of the summer into July for this to come back up. Okay. Trying to see if I have it. I don't think I do. What else do we have? Is there something on the 4 hour? And this is hard for people to see. Let's just remove. Okay, so now that's a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4. All indications point to a higher another leg up to complete here. So between now and the end of the summer, so over the next 90 days, roughly 90 days plus some, we'd be looking for a relief rally to come off of this, right? That doesn't surprise me at all. A, B. ABC at a 50. What are you pulling from? You're pulling from, so he's pulling from this low. God damn it. To that high. I think assuming I'm right on his level. Okay, so we're at a 50% retracement. Again, where did they usually go? 50%. Okay, so we're getting a little rally today, a little relief rally. Where are we? What are we at? It's 34 in the S&P. Seems to be quite a nice wick here. Up, down, rejected. Now we're back up. Oh, there's a long way to go here. So you've got to sweep some of these highs, right, before we can get remotely bullish, right? So we have all one leg down here, right? The candle highs are not being swept, right? So it's one time framing coming back the other direction. Okay, we swept one, right? I'd like to see it take that. There's unmitigated bearish order flow right there. Oh, we could do. Right, so here's supply right here. If we come back in, we got to get in the other side of that. So, market doesn't like what's happening. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, thanks for that, George. Okay, now I go. Grant F is back in town. Rivian. I do kind of like their cars. I see their SUV around here a lot, although I am in Tesla country here in Austin. Okay, so let's copy this. I know what I'm going to see here, because Grant uses harmonics in conjunction with everything else we're doing, which is just another series of fib relationships. Okay, so this Rivian has had a rough ride here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all quite legit. All right, so one thing I love about Grant is that he gives us a trade plan with 3 targets, right? Look at these upsides. So what do I got here? I got 25 to 1 is my, if I'm going to go to the 1618. So if I'm going to get out of here as a 1212, right, which is the premise of his count. 1212. All right. Well, we're pretty. We got to be in log. No, we're not in log scale. Do we need to be in log scale? It's 2 times the range. We do not. Oh, that's mighty close on that too. No, it looks like A, B, C going in here, which I know he would agree with. He just doesn't have it labeled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. You might have to do your 2 here, 3, 4. We're looking for that to. Oh, perhaps we're coming a little bit lower. So he's using 100% the length of the A projected from the B. It looks like that's also technical, right, which would not be surprising. So there's the 50. We're at first target here. But what this is a common relationship you'll find, right? Again, markets are not obligated. It's just this is something that they do very often. The length of C will equate to A. So A, B, C, it's a 100. That's where his entry is. So he's looking to get in a little bit lower. You got anything beneath that? Nope. So he's pretty much a price action trader. Might add that in there. So you've got a little bit of a reaction here. We stalled, and then you get the big fair value gap. So there's likely here's the fair value gap that we're in right now. All right. So this little imbalance, which makes you think this is likely all just a big order block right here, right? A lot of accumulation launch. Right, how do we know it's an order block? How do we know that that's muscle? Because there's the imbalance, right, that comes out of that. So we're tapping into that now. We don't have to make the 100, right? So, but again, that's the same kind of thing as we were talking about with the crypto, right? So if you're buying it now, why are you doing it? It's not because of the perfect setup here. Because hitting an algo target, that's not a buy signal. It's just showing you that this algo is completed, but the second target's down here. So, okay, well, there's a 4 hour. I'd want to see, well, we got no earnings on the horizon. It's not really a 5. The median line here is the juice, right? So we get a corner pocket here. It's not golden, but we get a swing retrace, so that we've got 80% probability from this corner, right, as long as this holds. Oh, pardon me. We already got there. Just looking at this. Yep, 80%'s burned, right? So we got it, right? There's your 80% right there. Oh, shit, you got it right here, actually. He may have been pushing this over. But that's the pivot, right? So we got your 80% here. So now, right, we're just bouncing along the median line. It's very common. Trading principle number 3, if we're not going to pivot at the median line, often it will just wrap around it as it makes a decision, right? Are we going to one side or the other? But your 80% is already burned here. And again, as often as I can remind you, right? If you see a 50 or a golden, put the median lines on it. You give yourself a nice clean target. There's the target. Now, do we have enough here to say, oh shit, time to buy it? I ask you, right? Is that buyable? Well, you don't want to be left, unfilled because you miss it by, 20 cents. But there's at least, right, with lower low, lower high, lower low. Oh, it's a wick, right? It's not really enough to call that a break of structure, right? It's just a wick, right, that goes through lower low. I'd want to see this get swept. Right before I had some conviction in, okay, we're going. Here we go. All right, buyers taking back control. All right, sweep this, right? Let's get out of that. What do we have? Right, again, same thing every time, right? It's why I do this, right? I know people are like, oh, fuck. Again with this? I think I've probably proved the case here. We're not going anywhere till we get on the other side of that. We could easily do that and just well, here's their target. We got to get on the other side of it. So what you'd hope to see, what would give you the conviction there is the context, right? So that's the value of Elliott Wave. If we were to come out of it here, well, let's do it in a 5. If we get there, well, that would make perfect sense. Oh, there's the resistance. Probably got an order block here. Look at the big gap down here. So this is, whatever that was from. So we're down here. Oh, okay. Well, now I've got the potential for this to get through because I got to get through this one and I got to get through that one. So if I'm going to get a big 3 here, right? Of course, it would subdivide into an impulse. That is much more viable than trying to pick the turn. Why are you trying to pick the turn? You need to post it on Insta somehow. You need a hero play. You need a dopamine shot. It's one of those, because there's nothing here saying buy it now. Really. It's such a common mistake. Of course, I can say this, right? Because I've made it, I don't know how many dozens of times. I'm reflexively, I want to pick the turn, right? So if it's down, I want to buy it. I have to really, really counsel between my ears to not do it, right? It's reflex. It's what I want to do instinctively, right? So I have to build in resistance for myself, for my own impulses, right? So that teaching, right, helps reinforce it. It's amazing how much better a trader you get when you start to teach, right? Because then you can't bullshit. So here, if I could get this, then I'd be very enthusiastic about it, right? Because now I got an algo behind me, right? Or I'm tucked behind them on the assumption that they can clear the path, right? Because that would be third target. But here, right, you got no one working with you, right? If anything, you're just about to hit a brick wall up here of someone working against you. Someone, software that was written. This different story. So do we get this low? Right? Assuming you're a traditional trader, you might get that on your watch list. Just set an alert. That's the easiest thing to do, set an alert. But when the alert goes off, don't go, no, fuck it, right? And forget about it. Go look at it. Good one, Grant. Always appreciate your work. So well done. Where's his, oh, here it is. So here's on the premise that we have a butterfly, put the low in. AB. So there's there's an example of what we're talking about. Actually, here's the impulse. Here's the retrace. That's deep, right? It's way past a golden zone. But then I get an impulse. Now here's the correction. It's deep, right? So look, this is struggling to get going, right? It's, after a massive downtrend, it makes sense. A big struggle. Oh, they're giving it all back, but not all of it. Oh, big struggle. Right? Again, I don't know what Rivian's, fundamentally looks like, but it's not quite ripe there. Okay, thanks, Grant. Okay, CN Salazar. How you doing, buddy? Okay, trying something different here. This is a double pane with different time frames. Okay, a double pane. Double pane. Okay, what is that about? I'm thinking I got two. I'm going to see two charts. It's getting fancy. Okay, well, let's copy that so I can look at it. Okay, silver. Okay, let's start on the 3-day and then go down to the 24-hour. See if we can get his context. Now I'm going to do this just because it helps my old brain. Okay, so I'm on a 3-day. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I got a leading diag. Do I? Well, it's a diag. Well, fuck. Hang on a sec. Oof. Well, that's an impulse. Okay, well, it's possible what you've got here is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's so fucking close, right? I'm not a purist. I'd allow that. So we get an impulse here because that's an impulse. Okay, so there's the 2, but just out of curiosity, makes me want to look here and go, oh, fuck. So what is he? He's highlighting. It looks like a little order block down here. Low edge of value, right? A little front run on the golden, right? Clearly now it's got second target. Okay, so you got a good launch coming out of there. So the good premise here that we've gone into our 3. Now there's obviously a 3. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, CN Salazar. Why? Here's another impulse. I'm just going to brighten these colors up. I'm just going to pull that off just for a second here. Why? Looks to me like I got a 5 there. So my guess is, okay, so just, I mean, your eye, I can't help, right, but see them. Let's go down to something small and let's put it in yellow here. Okay, so he's making an assumption. Oh, let me get that. I'm going to put that in green. And let's put this in blue. Okay, so he's making the assumption that that is not a 5. Right, because an X would have to be a 3. Sure looks like a 5 to me. Let's take this down. All right, why are you thinking that, CN Salazar? Why? So my guess is because of the. Well, let's do a little measuring. 1 from the proposed. Well, I'm going to do it here. Now, are we in log? Interesting. Length of the 1 from the proposed 4. Very common target is 100. It looks like it misses it by just if I've got that right on there. And I do. See, this makes me pause just a second. See why we wouldn't do that. I'm not trying to be critical. I'm just trying to understand your thinking. I'm trying to look at this and see why you're not including that impulse, because it is an impulse. If I'm even that little overlap, if there is one. Oh, shit that does not happen randomly. You think that's coincidental? It's not. Okay, all right. So this is. Why, CN? I'm not sure. I know he'll probably write me. Tell me why. I get, right, length of time of the 2 to the 4 is not ideal, but that looks pretty. How do you extend those? I don't want to extend those. I would consider that. Right now, maybe you have that on the other side. Now, again, I'm on a 3-day here. I think that's a cleaner count because I get an impulse here, 3 here, impulse here, 3 here, impulse here. I like your thinking in the correction, right? W maybe an X, right? We'll see. Y coming down here because then we're, oh shit, man. This is, I think this is holdover from prior crew of mine. They used to do a lot of that. Right, look. Yeah. Okay, does it really change where you're going to enter the market? Well, not. Well, let's see. Do we have an X? Oh shit. Let's go to his 24-hour. Maybe it clears up over here as to what his thinking is. Oh shit. Again, I got to do this. Okay, so let's pull this out to daily. Okay, so now I'm going to get a better look as to why he's calling that. Can we get that? How are we going to get that, CN cells? How are we going to get that into a 3? Can we do it? We probably can. X. That's 5. 3. Well, I'm going to beg to differ with you here. I think you're trying too hard. Even if you did it this way, right? It's pretty good looking 5. Okay, so I'm gonna just challenge you a little bit there to reconsider. Sure, looks like that's the lower low. Let's go out to a 3. That's a 5, man. It just is. I think this is a better fit. Because that's a 5, right? So the X doesn't fit. Where are you? I hate to be critical, but I think that's a cleaner count. Oh fuck. What I've got here. This must be his. What is that? Background on the line profile? I'm not sure what that is. Okay, right. So this is now becomes a lot easier. Okay, where's the trade? Down here. Where am I? Let's get out of log. All right, I want this. I want that off of there. What is that? Fuck me. What is that? I don't know what that was. Okay, so he's playing the short. Now I can see his trade. Well, now actually I agree with your trade. I think you're right on the money here. But here, so this looks better to me. W, working on an X, Y. Maybe his thinking is here that can we? No, there's a 5 here. Shit. I think this is you're a little off sides here. Here, let's label it. Jesus, I'm getting stuck here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. I know he knows what he's doing. I think he might have had a little brain fart on this one. Although there's something that I can't see that he's thinking. Well, no, he's not. He's bearish, right? So I don't see it, CN. 1, 2. Right? It looks like you got to start on it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, diag. 1, 2. Fuck. 3, 4, 5. It's not gorgeous. Oh fuck, you could do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could A, B, C into the 4. Now the 4 to the 2, of course, right? It's not well balanced. Neither is this. So that makes me think. Wait a second. Well, okay. Now we get a little clarity here. This is clearly a 5. You got, well, I suppose you could do it this way. A, B, here's an impulse. So what would we be correcting there? Right? This impulse. So where do we want to look for fibs? So now what's the upside to the short here? Low risk. Oh fuck! I think what he's got to be looking at is this, right? The thought being that this, and now we're going to come down for a Y, so we're going to get down to a 50. That flies, right? So this is a 5. This is a 5. 5. Oh fuck! When in doubt, right? Let it clarify. It will, right? So see, when you're, I can understand the thinking. Oh God, the risk is so low. Look at the payoff. But it's a little bit of wishful thinking here. I got a 5. I got a 3 here. Now it looks like I got another 5 going. So if shit. Can we label it? I think we probably can. Fuck. Otherwise, you're going to have to do this. You're going to try and do it. You're kind of squeezing it. You're doing it because you want it. You want it to be that way. Maybe we could do it this way. A, B, C. Okay, so this would have to be your A. Right? You'd have to be A, B, and working on the C. Okay, I could see that. Maybe that's where you are. Oops. That would get you to your X, which would get you here, right? So now be mindful. Be careful about putting. This is a common, right? You don't want to put your stops like ticks over because this is a target now. As we get close to it, there's stops up there, right? So you'd want to give this a little bit more cushion. I might do that. Just so you don't get wicked, right? Which is so common, right? Because retail will buy that, right? They'll buy the breakout, which rarely leads to a good result. Now it can. I'm not saying breakouts fail every time, but the majority of the time they do fail, right? So why would you ever do something that usually fails? Sometimes just a little common sense. Like I'm not saying that's not going to break out and go $5,000 higher, right? For all I know, that's exactly what happens. But why would you put yourself in that position to where you're doing this? Like, oh, fuck. Oh shit. Oh. You're literally, you take all the joy out of trading. Because now you're just, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, God. Right? That's what you're worried about, right? I shouldn't have bought it. Oh, fuck. Now like the mental distortion and the self-flogging starts to happen, because if it does this, you're like, oh, I'm such a dumb fuck. I knew I shouldn't have bought, right? If it does, the only thing worse than that happening is you get away with it, right? Because then you'll do it the next time and the next time and the next time. And one of these times the market's going to teach you that lesson. So if the thing with the breakout, right, people get like, shit, I didn't want to miss it, right? The odds are very, very high, right? Which all we're ever doing here is playing odds, right? The odds are very high. It will come back and get retested, right? Okay, is there support there? Because this is an opportunity for those that are on the wrong side to clear. Oh, fuck, I got out. I'll just come back to break even, right? They'll get out there. Okay, well, do we stabilize here? And then then we go again, right? Now you're not buying the absolute top, like the worst possible fill you could get anywhere on the board is at the high. Yes, I want to buy where the I shouldn't say it that way. It's a bad habit to build. Suggestion. Your count could, all right. Didn't mean to be a buzzkill to your count, but I think that's the only way you're getting that. You're getting that into a 3. Oh, do you have anything below here? Oh, let's see. So RSI is kind of hot, right? You've lost any potential divergence. Maybe this is what he was talking about. Oh, this is a squeeze indicator. Okay, all right. So we're not in a squeeze. We're in a rally mode. Squeeze, I think with this one is black here. Not in a squeeze. So we've got rally. We're getting higher highs, higher lows. But that is a really iffy place to buy it. Oh, I guess it's not the all-time high, but it certainly is the high of this range, right? Just, again, simple, right? Can we simplify trading? Things that we can simplify. Are you buying in the premium or the discount? Well, if you're a buyer here, obviously you're buying in the premium. He's looking to be a seller here, right? So at least he's selling in the right zone. Same thing, Cian. I would suggest, right, let this sweep, right, because there's liquidity there, right? Look, we got a big order block right here. How do I know it's an order block? Because look at the fair value gap that came off of it, right? Boom. So you're going to have resistance here. So conceptually, right, with that now added into it, the idea of a short here is not a bad play. Give it a little more room, so you don't get wet. You'd want to get your stop on the other side of that mitigation. Right, so 50% of that. So you got to so maybe you reduce your size just a little bit. It's taking the X past this. It's a ballsy call. I don't hate it, but always better, right? My suggestion always, just like if we're down here, let's get rid of that. If you're looking at a buy at a pivot, I would never tell you to. You want to wait, right? Again, I've been talking about this last couple of weeks. Every decision you make in the market, I don't care where you are, is always that, right? It's just that. Does it hold? Which side breaks? That's it, right? That's all you're ever doing. So up here, we take that same thinking. Okay, if we break up here, right? Oh, okay, well, we have the candidate here now for this ABC to complete here. You're in the pocket here. You don't need to pick the turn here. Let it do this. Same question. Which way is it going here? Now I have the context. I'm anticipating this is going down here because of everything that came before it. But that doesn't mean it's going to hold, right? It could do this and then do this. That's why you got to be willing to take that stop, because you just could be wrong about the timing. And then we go, and then we get our 5. Right? That's incredibly common, but this is the mistake people make. Oh, I didn't want to get stopped out. Oh, I just give it a little more room. Well, okay, a little more. I know if it sweeps that high, well, yeah, I got to give it plenty of room in case they sweep the high. Right now, you've done, you're down here. You've done this. Right. It's probably the most common mistake made in trading. People just don't want to get stopped out. Why? Because then they feel stupid. Nobody wants to feel stupid. That's why we have Fox News. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I apologize to all my MAGA friends. Okay, right. So caution there, CN Salazar. Caution. All right, I know you can manage that. Let it play. Let it come to you. Right. Well, don't force the trade just because you want it to work out. Let it show its hand. Right. Let it do this and then come down and then the failure swing. Because who's going to buy here? Retail. Oh, it's definitely going to go. Because they haven't done this work. They don't understand, right? Well, so I got a 5, I got a 3, I got a 3. I'm expecting, this, right? Potentially lower. Okay. Geez, I'm kind of long-winded today. All right, I don't have that many. Oh, shit, now I got people adding. Okay, so I got Andreas is back with Bitcoin Silver. Okay. Sometimes I get people telling me, you spend too much time on one chart. Well, this could be. Market's now selling off a little bit. Okay, Andreas with Bitcoin Silver. Let's see what you're thinking. Okay. Bitcoin Silver. I'm still waiting for somebody to give me a use case for this. Why does this exist? I know it's a fork. What's its purpose? It's a genuine question. No idea why it exists. What its utility value is at $29. Why? Why is this even a thing? Yeah, but it is. Okay, so we can trade it. I got to pull back here. What are we doing here? So we've done. Andreas, you're giving me all the waves. Let's go to a 3-day, get some perspective. Okay. All right. So I like this. I just don't. These. You'll get to the point where you won't ever need that. It's too many lines. You don't need it. If you alternate colors and you alternate degrees, which will make you a better Elliottician, right? You don't need to do that. Okay, I like this though. I love the wedge pattern here. Or it fits the Elliott, right? Doesn't it? Right? It's extensions in the 1, 2. We get a little triangle here. Nice. That's very nice footwork here, right? Fancy footwork. Into the 3, 4. Very well done. Okay. Oh shit. What are we doing here? Is that your fib swing? I think it is. Okay. So WXY. Are we going XZ? Must be, right? So, whoa. Why are we doing that? I change that. I do those in green. This is my habit. Okay, okay, I see it. Let's do the daily. WXABC. Beautiful. WXY. That's very nice work. Very nicely. Very, very well done. Okay, all right. Right, you're kind of stuck here, right? So what are you doing with that? It leads to a 5, so we can go 3, 3, 5, right? So that we complete something here. So we start with well, let me back up. All right, so it would have been easy to think, oh, well, fuck, okay, no, actually, it wouldn't have been done here. But you could have had a flat. You could have a 3, 3, 5, right? And you might have been thinking, oh, okay, we're done. I get a 3, right? So this is the beauty of Elliott, right? It takes you through the decision tree almost in spite of you. Okay, it's not a 5. So what does that leave? Oh, well, fuck, it's another 3. Oh, well, there's a 5 followed by a 3. So what does that leave, right? Again, it's if not this, then that. Oh, if it's not that, well, then this. That's the power of Elliott Wave. Nothing else gives you that. Nothing, 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 nothing. If there was something better, I would teach it to you. There is nothing better in terms of forecasting. Doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's right all the time, right? That's the mistake people make. Oh, the fucking Elliott Wave. I tried that shit. It doesn't work. Try flipping a coin. See how that works. WXY. Okay, so what's missing here? You've counted this perfectly, but you missed the second leg of it. WXYXZ is what you want here. All right, so because I'm finishing, remember we begin and we end in 5s. All right, so that's a 3. So how could we end? ABC. Not sure if the C is in. Okay, let me do this again. Disrupting all of this. 3, 3. Why not? Well, that's pretty. It's your Elliott work here is really very good, right? So he had a choice here. He had to look at this and oh shit, come here. He had to look at this and say, oh, there's 3 followed by a 3, right? A less experienced Elliottician might have thought, oh, well, it's just another WX. No, 3, 3, right? So it's A, B. You can do the WXY into this. Into the B. Now we got, oh, what do we have here? I'm going to want to hide that. Oh, fuck. I want to hide that just for a second. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. There's A, B. We're coming off of an order block, right? So how do we know it's an order block, right? We look at the displacement that came after it, right? So we come in, we just tap the edge of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get in there. A, B, I like that a lot. Well, we got a waterfall in the middle of it. So just first glance, that does look like a 3. Oh fuck! Here we likely got to go here. Oh, and now we get in. Now this has got a little wonky down here. We're gonna do this as a diag. We might have to do this as a diag. ABC. ABC. It looks like we're going to do a diag here. ABC, AB. Oh, fuck. It's not perfect. ABC. So let's label it ABC into that 3. Let's put it in green. 3. God damn. Now you guys are gone super small. That looks like triangle to me. It's uncountable, right? It almost doesn't matter, right? How do we know it's a 4? We stop progressing the trend, right? We just go sideways, radio waves. Probably a tiny little triangle in there. If I don't know that it matters. God, it looked like it had the potential to finish here. All right, I gotta move some of these, just so I can see what's going on. Oh, did that get? Is that the pump? Is that Trump's pump there? It might have been. Okay, so you got it twice. It looks like. I think you're okay here. Let's put that in green. I like your thinking here. That's good. That's good work. A, B, C, because you got this waterfall, and then you got a ripping impulse that comes off of it. That's well thought out. Okay, so where the fuck are we? You got all the right. You got all the ingredients here for a low because remember, right? As I'll remind you as often as I can, we begin and we end in 5s. It's a nice looking 5 there. Oh, so let's try and simplify if we can. Let's fuck A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C. Micro, let's put it in yellow or white here. Oh, fuck here. Yellow so you guys can see it. It's wacky. We're in wacky times. This is what would give you the conviction into that trade right here. That's an impulse. And a few other things to note here. We're sweeping all of that liquidity down here. Boom, boom. Not ripe, in my view, my opinion, right? It's just that until we break that, right? We want to get on the other side of that because this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Not quite. It looks like it's trying to do a 5. It's trying. God, it looks like what we looked at before, right? So it's like, oh, am I calling that a 1? Maybe. Okay, is it 5 swings? Maybe. Okay, get on the other side of that. It's tempting, right? That you could buy. That's buyable, but this is what you're banking on. Where's a better buy? Let's get a 3 down here. Again, you know why? If you buy it now, right? That's what you would want. God damn, you guys are going to super small now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little iffy, right? That's a little bit of fuck. I hope it is. What's the alternate? This would be an A or a, you know, the start of a lower leg down because of the impulse here. I think you're probably okay here, but that's not. I mean, we're on a 60-minute. You don't want to buy that one. Well, let me rephrase. I wouldn't buy that one. Why? We're looking for a 3. That's not a 3. I mean, if I go down to a 15-minute, do I have a 3 here? No, it's just straight down. That's A. Until proven otherwise, right? Right? Things can change in the market, but until proven otherwise, that's impulsive. It's not corrective. And we're looking for 3. So why? Oh, it's not going to be 3 this time. I know. I'm absolutely sure. I know this one. I know it's doing that. Who thinks like that? People who buy the lottery tickets. I mean, no. You want that. Well, fuck. I mean, buy it if you want, right? But what's the point of doing all this detailed work if you're going to go, oh, fuck it, I'm taking it? Why would you do it? Oh, I didn't want to miss it. I was a little bored. I wanted that dopamine shot, right? Because as soon as I'm in the market, well, my whole brain lights up. Let's say it goes, right? If you're just like, oh, fuck, I didn't think that thing would go. Okay, well, the 1's higher. At some point, you're going to get that 3. You know, again, market's not obligated to do it, but that's what it usually does. We don't want to trade abnormal. If this thing shoots up here, okay, extension in the 1. Okay, great. We swept the 4. We're going after the 2. What, right? It's the easiest thing to forget. What do we have to remember? There'll be an algo on the other side. So really, until we get on the other side of that golden zone, you're still playing defense, right? It's still path of least resistance is down. So you're going counter trend here. Okay, you got some foundational reason as to why you would do it because of the ending in that 5. But boy, that's not a great looking start, is it? Right? I mean, it's a rhetorical question. No, it's not. Obviously, it's not. But that's a great looking finish. Great looking finish. I don't know. Did the market move in 5s and 3s? Does Elliott Wave even work anymore? Does it even work anymore? Love that one. All right, what to think on there, right? I don't, I just always come back to this. There's so much to trade. Why would you take something that's not right in the sweet spot? Why would you take something, it's like, oh, fuck, I don't know, Bitcoin silver. I don't even know why it exists. Oh, fuck it, I'm taking it. That's kind of what you're doing. To be honest about it, dopamine is a very addictive drug, right? You don't even have to pay for it. You could feast on it on your own. Low cost, right? Just as addictive. Okay. Raskar. I want to say race car. Raskar K-Pack on JUP. Let's see what we got here. I think he's been around before. I don't think he's a new member. What's the market doing? 48. 272 on the NQ. Oh, let's see here. Raskar cap. I'm not sure. Let's see if that'll work. Sometimes it does work. Yeah. Oh, did I get your work? I didn't get yours. Okay, so you got us into an ABC here, finishing a WXY on Binance. Did you guys read that Dubai just put, I don't know, couple hundred million. I don't know, it's a massive investment I want to say 100 million into Binance today. I just read that before I got on the live stream. Now they can throw 100 million around here and there, but you might interpret that as being a bullish for the broader crypto market. All right, so hang with me. Let me just get this in color palette here. We can all see it. Okay, so we're doing a WXY and Jupiter. But it's probably all the history. Okay, let's get out to a daily. Okay, first question. Do we need to be in log scale? Well, yeah, I guess that's something to consider, considering the range. Okay, so it just broad strokes, WXY is what he's playing. A, B, I don't, that's good enough. A, B, oh, that's pretty good. A, B, C, B. Are we done? Okay, let's go down to a 3. Well, okay. Well, it's per the WX, right? We need an ABC to finish this, right? So the A, 1, 2, oh fuck, 3, 4, 5, right? No, that's not. 1, 2, this, pardon me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd put the A over here. A, no fuck. Maybe there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be A, B, C. God damn it, you're going to have to do it this way. You have to do that as a WXY, I think, into the B. Because that's ABC. WX, ABC. Into the B. Okay, well, let's get to the hard right edge. Now, can we label this? Because if we're leaning into the idea that that's a B, we need to label it. 1, 2. That 3? That 3, that 3. Do we have an impulse in here? Can we do that? Let's open that up a little bit. We got to do a diag. We don't. No, we don't. We can't. We don't get an impulse, right? So again, it forces the market leads you into the analysis, right? So I don't get an impulse. Okay. A, B, C. Do I have to do it here? No, right? So I would do A, B, C into the 4. It's kind of the same thing here. It looks like we have to go A, B, C. Well, I wouldn't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That the 4 to the 2 is too big. So you could go A, B. Oh, fuck, actually, that looks like it's WXY. So you'd have to do WXY here. I believe I can get away with that. Okay, I'm looking for a technical pivot. Do I have something technical here? I swear to God. I know you're thinking, oh, come on, man, you set that up. I didn't, I promise you. It's just what, you know, again, what do they usually do? Where does it usually pivot? Where do we usually find the resistance? I'm not, you know, 6 years of doing this, right? I've probably shown it again 50,000 times. Do I have the C here? Oh, come on. Don't do that. There we go. That's kind of skinny. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you might have it, right? So if we count from here, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably close enough for our purposes here. Oh, come here. Come on. Damn it. And that would be the 5 of the 5 of the 5. So that would go up a degree. Let's put that in yellow. Algo got paid. That's pretty good free fall. Okay, right. So we can work off of that premise, right? We've got the potential, right? That's big extension in the 1. Oh, fuck. You could do it here. I love that. Hey, it's there. It's there. You got to go to a 15-minute, but there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so it's there. Remember, we begin and we end in 5s. Right now, oh, you know, again, I come back to: is that where you want to put money at risk? Is that a good looking 5? It's a rhetorical question. Okay, so this might get on my radar, right? I think a lot of times though people post here on things that they're in, right? And they're hoping for, maybe it's, if they're underwater, okay, maybe there's enough signs here that it's going to be good. That V bottom is certainly a good sign. You swept all the liquidity that was down here, right? All of this, or whether you want to include all of that, all got swept, and then they got, somebody sold it here thinking we're going through the floor, right? Again, a great example of why you don't sell at major highs and buy at sell at major lows and buy at major highs. You just don't do it. It's just a stupid thing to do, right? The market's you're going to learn it sooner or later. Why would you buy that? I mean, on a 15-minute, right? Even as friendly as I can be to any count, that's just not great. Why are we forcing it? What are you trying to call that a 1? Yeah. If I go to a 5-minute, do I have a 1? Can I get a 5 in there? 1, 2? No. 3 would be the shortest. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, fuck, I think it would be. Let's double check. Yeah. Let's compare. Can we do a diag? Well, maybe we can. Well, let's see if we can count it out for an ugly diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let me double check that because that just doesn't look right. But maybe it is. No, I think 3 would be the... If I get it here. Can I get that? Oh, by a see here. Let's make sure I'm on there. Okay, well, that's about as accommodating as I can be with it, right? A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Okay, let's go with it. Okay, so let's just say, okay, we've got a ugly looking diag, although I'm being generous calling it ugly. Okay, but let's go with it. We're gonna go with the idea. Oh, fucking hell, we got some sort of a diag here. Where do we want to buy it? Certainly not now. If it's a 5, we just completed it. Why am I buying it up here? Where do I want to buy it? I mean, this isn't rocket science. I want to buy it where I have the best odds and the lowest risk. Why? Somebody bought it up there. Why would you do that? Yeah. Hit the repeat button. Dopamine, boredom. Didn't want to miss it. Okay, if it's a 5, again, it's just the same thing over and over again. If it's a 5, we want a 3 before we buy it, and we don't want to just sit down here and buy it with a limit order. We want the market. We want to wait for a reaction. Show me something down here. Oh, well, I know the algo is going to fire, but just because it fires doesn't mean it can't break, right? For every algo you see that succeeds, there's one on the other side that breaks. So you don't want to just sit here and go, but limit buy. Okay, get a little reaction. Now your stop is down here, but the market is showing you signs of that you might be right. I take you back to every single decision you make at every moment. I don't care what it is that right there. One side or the other. That's all you're ever doing. That's it. Right? Doesn't matter where we are in this context, right? That's the only decision you ever make. Right there. Which side breaks? This one or this one? That's it. So here we are. Here's the decision. If you're a bull, you're assuming that it's going to break up. Is that what they usually do? Or do they usually correct in 3s? Right? Again, so I'm not saying it couldn't do this. What do they usually do? We don't have anything other than usually do. That's all you get as a trader. What do they usually do? If you're a technician, right? We've got 96 years of precedent, right? It's pretty good sample size to say usually. And I'm very forgiving to call that a 5, but I guess you could squeeze it in there. ABC. Yeah, you can do it. But don't buy it here. That's what retail does, because they don't think that way. Oh, it needs to. We're looking for a 3. They just think, oh, correction's over. Oh, it's going to the moon. Don't trade like retail. CN Salazar, I think. Okay, this is. Hope you're well. Okay, so this is BDR. Yesterday, API3 broke out its all-time low. Can we expect it from now? Thanks in advance. Okay, let me BDR. So you're giving me your chart here. Okay, so let me oh fuck, what do I do? Copy that link. Let's see if I can get this up here for you. If we get your account here. So here is, all right, here's crypto algo. Crypto AI. I like this count. That's pretty. Oh, look at that, right? This is very nicely done. WXYX. Ooh. Well, that could fly, right? That's all wick, right? So it's pretty sexy work. Okay, so if we're coming out of the idea that that's well, let's go look at that. Fuck. Okay, so what are you on? OKX. Okay, so oh fuck, I gotta get off of that one. I gotta get to. Oh shit, I gotta get off of that one too. Oh hell. Where's a? Jesus, I can't get to something where I can actually put it in there. Okay, so AP. What's the symbol here? API3. Where do we go? API3. And you're on OKX, so I'm going to assume that's it. Right? To tether 1 day on OPX. Okay, got it. Okay, let's pull back. Now, why does that not match? Is this, when did you? It doesn't seem to match what I'm getting here. Or is this an old count? Is this, why am I getting a different? Must be that's old. Okay, right. So I think, oh, that, you know what that looks like? I think that looks like my work. Sure, I'm complimenting my work. I think that looks like my work. That might have been a chart that I posted or something that from a live stream that we posted here. So here, that's my guess is what that is. That's why this looks different. Okay, so counts change, right? Well, this is a bummer, right? Because this was your previous low here, and we had the impulse. Boom. Sorry. Wah, wah. Right. That. Okay. I'm following now. I just like, boy, it looks just like my work. It's so nicely done. But obviously it was incorrect, right? That analysis was incorrect, right? So if you're looking to be a buyer here, right, you had a clear invalidation point. 3, right? You were looking for this to come down here and not sweep that. Obviously it did. So it looks like we've got an ABC here at this point, right? Can we get that done? Let's dig in there. Let's go to a 4-hour. Is this clean 3? Is clean 5? ABC. Kind of stuck with it. I swear to God, we did not set that up. What do they usually do? Right, this one didn't make golden, but look at the target. Right in the pocket. Where do we bounce? What do we what do we do? Where do we go? Do I need to say something? Probably not. Again, what do they usually do? All right, so you look at that and say, well, yeah, but you were wrong about your analysis. Yeah, I'm wrong all the time. So is everyone else. Like, get used to it. So will you. Which is why, you know, doing the TA, solving the puzzle, that's only, 30-40% of trading, right? The rest of it is money management. Everyone, well, assume, right, anyone watching this live stream, you're going to be wrong more than you're right, period. I am. You're going to be wrong more than you're right, period. You can't fight that. You have to accept it, right? Which is why stop is your best friend, because you know you're going to be wrong more than you're right. So it doesn't mean you have to like it, right? I hate getting stopped. I hate it. It pisses me off, but it happens all the time, right? So you have to make peace with it. So, okay, so what do we do here? Is there something to do? It looks like we got a WXY. Oh, fuck. I don't know if that's a C. Do we have to do this as complex? We might. Well, let's see if we can finish it in 5. 1, 2. You'd have to do it here. Oof. Do we have an impulse in there? Probably not. Looks like it's, oh, fuck. That looks like an ABC. So that looks like we've gone A, B, C into that. 1, 2, there's an A, B, C, right? So it looks like that is valid right there. A, B, C, 1, 2. It looks like it doesn't overlap. Yeah, it doesn't, right? So there's the B, right? So we got an A wave here. Excuse me. Do we have it here? Yeah, that's not the best looking example. The ABC of the 2 looks pretty good, so let's run with it. Can I get a 5 out of that? Maybe I can. I need a C down here, so I need 5. Well, that 1, 2 is we're kind of stuck with that. Maybe I can do it here. If I do it, will I overlap here? Yep, I will. So I can't do that. Let's see if I can get it in here. 1, that's shaky. It has to be 1. 4, 5. So I think this goes off. 1, that's 5. 2, oh, that sucks. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Hang on. Let's see. Let's label it, right? So it's better to leave it labeled. God, this might have more to go. One, 2. Stuck with that. There's no way around that. At some degree, that's a 1, 2. Now, I can't do a 3 here unless I make it a diag. So what you want is to make it an internal. Let's try. That's not an easy one. 1, 2, 1. Fuck. I guess it's there. 1. Tough one. 1, 2. 1, 2. I can't get it. Well, let's label it. Hang on. Let's take everybody up a degree. Let's go up micro and let's see if we can squeeze it in there. Fuck. Might push this over here. WXY. Because that is not. I don't know if I've got a Y there. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3. This is all pushing lower, right? This is not, the count is just forcing me lower and lower. Even here, if I'm a little accommodating, because that looks like a 5, A, B, C. So you might have a 3, 3, 5. God damn it. I'm on a 4-hour. Do we have it? That's a new high. So you'd have to do it that way. So you've got an ABC in there. All right. So little work here. Usually, eventually, it'll clear up. We'll get that right. This is the sausage making. All right. It's not always easy. Okay. ABC 1, 2. Right. So I'm stuck with that. There's the 2. 1, 2. 90 to 1, 2, 3. That works. Okay, we got it. Okay, these are, again, welcome to the sausage making. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not done. Is the bad news. I was trying to get you good news here, but this is not good news if you're looking for this to be done. I'll put it in white. So I got a nice looking impulse here coming down. That's not the greatest looking 3, but you're kind of stuck with it. Let's check the 2 to the 4. It's, you know, a little hot for a 4, but that's probably the pump. I got unmitigated order flow all over the place. 3 looks like that's right. 3 is in. 4 yet to come. 5 yet to come. All of this still needs to finish. Doesn't look like you're finished here. So let's see, I'm out of logs, so we can run a regression channel down this. Okay, I was swinging, you know, outside of 2 standard deviations on either side, but where do we end up, right? At an algo target at potentially the peak of the 3rd. Let's measure it just for, right? It always takes just so little time. If indeed that is correctly labeled, and that's the 1, 2. Not quite there. Could have more to go. Remember, an algo hitting an algo target is not a signal to buy something. That looks like there's more to go here, sadly. 3, 4, 5, right? Potentially. Okay, let's go back to a 4-hour. See if we can string this all together. Okay, so that's history. That's already done. That's history. That's already done. What's the other alternative here? That we could have some sort of a WXY going, so we wouldn't need this to complete down here. So you'd be thinking to yourself, oh, can I get an ABC to finish down here? I don't think so. I think you're stuck with that. So no buys here at the moment. God damn it, I feel like I'm missing something. WX, this doesn't get any better. If this were an X, right? If you did it as a combo, WXY, and this was an X, oh fuck. Let's call it an X, right? So WXY, oh fuck me, WXYX. Now we'd be looking for an ABC to come down here and finish this. Well, how do we get that done? Maybe you can get your A here, looking for what that would be. You can't, the flat wouldn't work, right? The retrace isn't high enough. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That's all you're left with. So, well, right, that's not looking great. At least at the moment. I don't think you want to buy that. I don't think you do. Let's take that off for a second. Where's, you got to pay attention to 0, right? That's implying it's not a good look. At some point, you got to just wick it off. That's pretty close to it. I feel like I'm missing something there, but I wouldn't go near this thing. I want to try and get that into an ABC. I don't see it. I think you're stuck. You're stuck with a shitty count. And no signs of a low, right? At the very least, right, we'd want to sweep something like that was significant here. Well, you can see what happened here, right? We ran into this supply, right? Came right to it, down. So you got to break through some of this before you'd even consider buying this. And I know this was crypto and AI, right? A match made in heaven. Is it? At least not here. That's a buzzkill right there. I think I've got some of this over on, I can't remember, Kraken or somewhere. I think I've got some of that. That doesn't look good. I can't, well, I wouldn't, well, you're so far down, it's not really a sell, but there's no signs of being a buyer there. Nothing to be encouraging there about buying that. And even that, it doesn't look like it's done. Looks like, and now you're at 0. Not good. All right, let's even log scale. Maybe you make it look a little bit more appealing, but you still 0 is 0. But do you need? Can you get away with it in log scale? Oh, well, that puts 0 a whole lot further away. Looks better in log scale, doesn't it? But that's just tricking your eye. You can make a case. You need to look at this in log scale. But that's what you'd be teeing up. Oh, fuck. These are going to be way down here. 3, 4, and if I can even find it. I can't even find it. 4 and 5 would be down here. More to go is what that says. We're not done. 3, 4, 5, way down there. Okay, put it. If you're in it, put it in log scale. It looks, you'll sleep better. All right, okay, guys. God, I got sidetracked on that one. That's a toughie there, BDR. Okay. Chicken Rider. Copy link. What are you thinking, Chicken Rider? Guess I want to leave. Boy, API3, that's discouraging. Where's the market now? Well, softening up a little bit. That's not good. Okay, copy. Oh, Chicken Rider. Is this you? Do the greens? Guess this is you. Oh, I'm getting his look at Ethereum. Okay, this is good. This will be interesting to see how he interprets. Oh, yeah. It's funny. I used to trade with open, high, low, close. It's half of my trading career. Now I look at it, it's like, oh my God. Wow. Okay, we can just here. I'm going to do this, right? I think most people will get this. Hang on a second. Just give you what you're used to seeing. Oh, I like this already. Okay, what are we doing? Something sexy here. Okay, this is chart magic, right? This is fun to do. The issue with some of this stuff is always the. Do we have a 45? Looks like we might. No, that's 30 degrees. Any different in log? 30 degrees, right? So no different. God, it is cool though. 1, 2, 3. So A, B, C. Right? So he's taking the same idea, right? We're doing it as a diag. So this would be. Oh, how are we doing this? A, B, C, A. I'm going to change that color. A, B, C, B. Okay, that's a. Okay, so okay, right. So it's something to consider, right? So it's just this is why I do this, right? Just so for a good exercise, right? This is what you're saying. Okay, so we're going to do this impulse here, and this is what it's going to look like. And we're going to truncate the fifth. Right look? No. Definitely not, right? But okay, does that mean it's wrong? Well, that'd be normal to make that the 2. I know it's because you're looking for it. You're going, oh well, but I gotta figure. How does it? The truncation here is a little iffy since I get a new high here. But either one, it's just this is. I mean, for the majors, this is the Mr. Ugly. We do have the potential for this to be finishing as a 5 down here, and this is. I'm going to move that over a little. Oh, question mark. Okay, so we've got A, B, C. Fuck. Let's go with it. Okay, so. Oh man, we would be kind of in the very improbable scenario to truncate the 5th here and then truncate the 5th here. Maybe, I mean, even here, right? I mean, you could talk yourself into it, saying, "Oh, liquidation wick." All right, so okay, maybe right, and probably If I go to, oh fuck me, come here. If I go to a line chart, maybe it's, right, it's not so bad, right? Still truncation here, but it wouldn't be so bad here, right? Because this was all wick right there. So you could probably talk yourself into that. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe, right? I was looking at that going, well, that's right, maybe you could talk yourself into this, right? But now I got an impulse, right, which wouldn't fit for the B, which is why I think you got to consider, right, double truncation. That's pretty rare, right? But does it look any better over here? Well, let's go with it though. So you'd have to be, how are you doing this? This is A. You're gonna have to do ABC here. I love the chart art, but I'm not sure you got a good count here. You don't have this has to, you don't have an impulse here. That's the problem with Ethereum, right? It's technically a dog shit. It's just horrible. It's like just the ugliest count of all the majors. It is absolutely horrific. So you're trying to do, oh fuck, you're trying to do this right. I struggle the same thing, right? That's waterfall, right? So you'd have to do A, B, oh fuck, that's already a problem. You'd have to do A, B, C. Well, now we got an A, or pardon me, a 1, A, B, C, A, B, C, B, C, A, B. Do I have a C? I don't. Let's put this as the higher pivot. This, there's the presidential pump and dump, right? We all love those. So is that a 5? Well, the most accommodating thing here would be to do 1, 2, 1, 2. Squeezing a 5 in here, clearly a 3, 1, 2. It all says lower prices. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. This is such a clusterfuck, technically, and with regards to price action. You at some point you have to look at it and go, okay, what's the path of least resistance here? Do we even have to have that conversation from this pivot or from this pivot? Path of least resistance. What is the market doing? Lower low, lower high. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But why would you buy this? Once again, FOMO, jonesing for dopamine, didn't want to miss it. It's on sale. Why wouldn't I buy it? Love the chart art, but I don't think it helped. I don't think it gave us any better look at it, right? This, you've already drawn it out here. What do we need? We need that. And then just as I was saying before, I don't care where we are in a count. I don't care where we are in a chart. It does not matter. Every decision is this. Does that hold? And does that break? Right, if we do this, now, is that a 1, 2, 3 or an ABC? How do we know? Only context tells us that. And we could still be wrong, right? Because it could be a WXY, X, Z. You don't know, right? You don't know until the market's going to show you, right? Get out of there. Right here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it didn't overlap. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Right? We'll here we're just doing the same thing here. Right? It's the same thing. Up, down. Right? Which side breaks? This one. This one. Which side breaks up here? Is it going up here? Oh, now I got a 5. Nope, didn't make it. Oh, now I'm looking for a 3. Well, what if it's an expanded B? No one said this was easy. Okay, Kuwait TradeDevil. Good evening. Oh, so he's 12 hours ahead of me. Link. Okay, I have Link somewhere. Oh, shit, I'm not going to find it. Oh, here, we'll just do it from scratch. Should we do $1? Let's do Coinbase. Out to the daily. Oh. Okay, right. I think we've looked at this many times, right? So all of this, right? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, crypto friendly admin. Okay, so we can all do this, right? That's pretty easy one. Oh, right back here. Oh. Do we want to try and connect those two? Well, it answers itself, right? 1, 2, oh fuck. Let's go WXY. 3, 3, 3. Okay, we come right back to where we launched from. Oh, looks so promising. What did we run into up here? 50? Could be. Well, it's going to look better in log scale. But is that just so we don't feel bad about our position? I mean, I think you got to take this out of log, right, to get perspective. So 1, 2, 1, 2 would be your best case scenario, right? This would be 1, 2, and this would be 3, 4, 5. That's our most accommodating. 1, 2. This was the long built. Oh shit. Yeah, that's it. This was same kind of a thing. What are we doing? What are we doing? Well, we're not going to call this WX. Well, seems less probable, right? It seems much more likely here I completed an impulse. Let's go down to a 4-hour. This one is like all of them. Here's the election, right? So that's the election bump. Now we've given all of it back. You have the same thing happening here, right? That you had. Let's go to an 8-hour. Right, this is why, you know, I mean, if you could buy it here and sell it here, right? It's so easy in hindsight, right? But that's yeah. There's nothing easier than trading in hindsight, right? But okay. So what is the market showing you? Consolidation, expansion. You know, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. Now where are we now? We're doing exactly what we did here, right? Same thing is happening. We got to test it. Come back here. All right, this was accumulation. Are we re-accumulating here? We got unfilled orders here. We're going to take off from here. Well, one thing we wouldn't want to do is try and connect these two. So you're good luck getting a 1 out of that. I mean, there's really nothing there. There's just spots where the Elliott's not perfect, right? You can't expect it to be perfect at every swing structure. I wouldn't even count that. I would just whatever this is, it almost is irrelevant. Here's an impulse, right? So we can count this. Oh, let's put that in green. All right, so I got an impulse. I came out of you could turn this into something. It doesn't really matter. It's uncountable. It's irrelevant. How about I say it that way? Now, purists are going to come and bitch at me and say, "Oh, everything's relevant." I'm not a purist, right? So I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we've come right back to our base, and we've done it in a big 3, right? So here's a 5, here's a 3. Okay, well, so how are we going to label this? What would your first thought be? 1, 2, definitely not 3. What would your next choice be? Just basic, just being logical about it. Oh, probably W. A, B. It looks like you got 5 to finish it, right? So it looks like you got a decent 5 to come down, right? Again, what does the market usually do? We begin and end at 5s. That's not the prettiest looking 5 I've ever seen, but is it valid? Yeah. It actually looked like you had everything ready to be done here. A, B, C, slop, right? 4, right? We stop progressing the trend, we go sideways, right? So we got a good 4 there. Actually, looks like it might be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boy, do you get a 5 there? Boy, you had it. Boy, that was ready there. And we get the Thank you, Mr. President. What are we doing with that? Jesus Christ, that 5 is, you're stuck with it. Fuck, that actually does really blow this thing up. Let's see here if we can get this done. A, B, C, B. Ugh. Wah, wah. Okay, let's leave it down there. Well, it's not the prettiest, but you wouldn't call that impulsive, right? In the way it finishes. Probably technical, although it looks kind of deep. I want 707. How can we get out of here? I don't think we can like that. Well, it implies, sadly, it implies we're going to get an extension here. That's what it implies, right? As we're looking at, remember, Elliott count is just a snapshot in time. That's a 5, right? We got to deal with that. Well, let's see. How can there might be a workaround here. Let's go down to a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to account for that. There's no workaround. Even if I went A, B, C, I got to deal with that 5. Oh gosh, maybe I can get a triangle in here. It's gonna be iffy. Purists aren't gonna like it. That's a little bit of an overshoot. Yeah, again, don't try and make it perfect. 1, A, B, C into a 2. I don't see an alternate. It means 3, 4, and 5 still yet to come. To get us to that 5. We're looking for this to be at a different, let's go minor. Change the colors, right? You'll be glad you did later. Okay, we're still looking for that 2 down here. This is just a little bit of a, market does it, right? Can we count it? Yeah, 3, 3, 5. Any question about the liquidity up here? What happened there? So I don't think we're done yet, which ties right back into, I don't think Bitcoin's done. I don't think any of it's done yet. Much as I'd like it to be, I don't think so. Is there any other if I tried to pull it as a WXY, I don't think it gets much better. WX. It's not any better. This is the fuck you, right? So it's again, I would take you back to what's the path of least resistance here? Yeah, we had a little squirt here, but we doubled at consolidation, right? Where we had likely supply. And we didn't mitigate it. So why would you buy it? Yeah, I hold some of this. No, I don't trade any of these with leverage, right? So I can park it there. This has got a use case. There's no, if assuming crypto's going to go and alts are going to go with Bitcoin, because I remain a Bitcoin bull. If Bitcoin's rally eventually is going to pull alts with it, this is likely to go because it's not a meme coin. It's got an actual use case. It's got utility. So we don't want to see it take out that low. That's for sure. This would be a bad sign. We want this to try and finish above that. Because if we do, right, it invalidates this as a 1-2, and then this is a Uh-oh. Out to the daily. What would you do with it? A, B, C. Bad news. Once again, what are you worried about? 0. Just a word of the wise. I'm not saying we're going there yet. I don't think we need to worry about that just yet, but I don't want to see it putting in new lows. So is it time, right? Now you could talk yourself into it. Look at how low we are. Accumulate away. It's not an invalid thought, right? To say, oh, well, shit, I'll buy a little here, buy a little here, I'll buy it right down to that low. On the assumption, right, that eventually, when we get out of the crazy zone, I don't know, maybe it takes 4 years to get out of crazy zone. When we get out of it, Link is one I'd want to have in my mix. Okay, shit, I'm long today. Okay, last one. How am I doing? Yeah, this will be the last one. Vesper. Uber. Okay, let's take a look. Copy link. All right, Uber. I know I looked at this recently. I was looking at an option trade in this. Okay, Uber. I don't use Uber a lot. Just the other, I don't know, Friday or something. It was raining. It was shitty here, and I was talking to my wife. I said, let's try Uber Eats, which I don't do very often. I've only used it maybe once or twice before. I went in there. God, the amount of shit that they will bring to you is amazing to me. Maybe regular users see it. I was blown away by how much was in there. What are we doing here? Okay, so I'm going to just brighten this up. Hang on. Let's brighten this up a little bit. Okay, that's better. 1, 2, that's good. Okay. The way you're counting it, right, this would be invalid because we can't, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Are you doing this as a, okay, this is a little wacky. Vesper. Okay, a few hard rules, right? Again, you don't have to be a purist, but a couple of things that are non-negotiable. If we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a 1, that's an impulse, right? There's a 3, right? So your initial TA here is spot on. But then we can't go diag into a 3 unless we're doing it as an ABC. So it almost looks like you're putting a second count in this. So this we can't do that. Which I know is probably annoying, right? Because you can't, because it kind of fucks your count, right? So how could we do this? Well, let's take this up here. All right, so let's push these all up and see if we can get something that's valid here. You're on the right track. But do you see here, right? We if this was 1, 2, we would need an impulse here. So the way you're counting, it almost looks like you were starting again to go with a 1, 2 here, right? I think that's what you're doing, actually. What are you doing? Well, the other way you had it, right? You had the 2 going past the start of the 1, right? So we can't do that. So let me just blow this up a little bit. Sorry, but we got to work on that a little bit. Okay, so what you want to work on, right, and this would be anyone, right, who's developing their skill set here, you want to try and find the 5s and 3s, right? So you did a good job, right? So right out of the chute here, oh, fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's something, that's probably too big. Okay, so let's get that in white. So there's a possible candidate for a 1. All right, it's not gorgeous, but okay, at least I get an ABC here. See, but this looks to me like, since if I were going to go 1, 2, it looks to me like I might have a WXY here. Because I can say that because I can see the impulse that follows it, right? So from that, we get this. Right? You can see it right in your face. Right? You just had to work with it a little bit. So there's my impulse, right? So the 1, 2 now makes sense. If I go WXY here, oh fuck, you could do AB. It almost doesn't matter, right? But your launch is here. So good, clean impulse extension in the 5th. Now, of course, we're in log scale, right? Do we need to be in log scale? Well, $20 to $80, 4 times the range. Yeah, we got to be in log scale. But it's, again, when you got to look at it in both. And part of the reason is because 50% is 50%, right? If it's going to retrace 50% at a 2, right? I don't want to be like, oh, it's 50 in log, right? Did it do 50% from the actual low? What is it, 22 low? No. Log scale. Nope. Right? Gets worse, right? Because it compresses up above and expands down below. So it's we don't have a good retrace there, and you're right on the edge of whether you even need to be in log. But we can. This is just force of habit. But I suggest you do. I'll wick off your ones. Okay, so you're going to go with. Okay, I'm going to push this just for a sec. Oh, that thing. I do like that thing, but. Okay, all right. So if we're complete here, what do we get here? Hit an 885, right? Good. So you're measuring the swings. That's good. Okay. Well, let's put the whole thing together. Where's my 3? 3. Do we? Is this? Yeah, I think that's got to come down if we're going to try and connect them. Can we connect it? I think you might have to do it here as a WXY. What am I on, daily? It's kind of shitty in there. Not your count, just the price action. It looks like you got a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of skinny. I'm looking at this thinking this is all, we're just sideways. This is all 4-like behavior. So let's consider that here. Let's hold off on that. Let's come put that in micro as well. So what's a candidate here? WXY. It's, you're kind of stuck with it. Now it's, little Abby, the Y wouldn't get a new low here. Let's measure from the proposed 2 for a wave 4. Right at the third one, we had the first, come down here, right? Here's all this imbalance right here. It's interesting, right? We swept the lows here, and we can see that, right? That was part of it. And then we came back and didn't sweep again, right? So anytime you get close to it, right? So here it is, just on a different scale, right? Remember, this is the only decision you ever make, right? Does it hold, right? Does this hold? Or do we go low again? Then we have to wonder again. That's it, right? Same here. Does this hold, or do we break, right? Do we go up? At some degree, that's the only decision you're ever making. So if we're going to put this into the 4, okay, does it still fly, right? Does it still make sense, right? Is the 4 relative to the 2 too much? Possibly, but boy, is that a shitty finish. This is definitely a tricky one. Well, what's the alternate? That you would put the 4 here and we'd put the 5 there. Can I finish that fucker? I don't think I can. Ugh. ABC is clean. That's straight up. Holy fuck. I don't think you can get it done, right? The best case, you're going to have to do this. A, B, C into a running flat and do that. That's the only way you can get anything that makes any sense there. Purists might correct me, but that looks to me like I have to go A, B, C into a running flat B and then squirt up for the C for the X. But boy, I'm very aware of the imbalance, right? The time difference between the 2 and the 4, right? It's just hideous. I don't see a better solution unless there's another way to finish this. Let's go back to a 4 here for perspective. Hang on. Okay, so let's get the full context here. Okay, Uber. 1, 2. Oh, this is the problem. Well, it's equally problematic because just in terms of just here, I'm thinking out loud. All right, we've swept all that. So there's no way to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, it can't happen, right? So these have to be disconnected. So this has to be 1 and 2, but this has to be 1, 2. Right? So it can't be 3. God, I want to finish it there, but I don't see a way to do it. Which would put you back here. Well, you kind of stuck with it because they can't be related. The 1, 2 is done, right? This has to be another 1, 2. Or the, well, I can't go 1, 2, 3. So what does that leave? 1, 2. So 1, 2 here. That's not a log. I would want a little more clarity on that. Let's see. Did we overlap there? I don't think we did. Assuming that's the one. We're in the clear here. A, B, C. Okay, so this has a candidate. All right, I can't say I like it. All right, so I wouldn't trade this myself, right? But now maybe you're trading it. This is too weird. If this finishes, right? If we do this, then I would trade the retrace. I would trade that. We come back down here, right? So I've got unmitigated order flow here. It's untouched. Right, we came right to the edge of it. We ping up, and that would be interesting to me. This is too. This is the problem, child, right there. I don't think you can get an impulse in there, much as I want to. So you're stuck with the very imbalanced 2 to 4. So you know, it's not going to balance perfectly every time. I think that just lesser of the evils here. You're likely in the 4 here, assuming the market's not going to crater. Then you'd be, oh fuck, I don't even know how you'd finish that. If this is an ABC and we're going to do, oh fuck, WX and we're going to go lower, right? Then this has to have been completed, and it kind of breaks the whole countdown. Fuck, I don't even know how you'd finish that. Well, we'll get to that problem if we need to. For the time being, let's consider that as the likely path here. Now Uber's going to need to rally, right? So the market's going to need to have put in a low, which let's not assume it. You need another leg up. So is that tradable there? Well, if you're willing to go with a unusual 4, yeah. I mean, the risk reward is not bad. Well, here, let's not create the illusion that we're in the golden zone. We're at the 50. Now, if it's a diag, right, you would look for it at the 50, but it's not a diag, right? You're working on the assumption that it's going to trade as an impulse. Now, that's mighty deep for a 4, so you might have you rethinking that. Do I have a 3, 4 in here that's already done? Right, and now it would start to look a little bit more typical. Now I got a real shitty. Oh fuck. 1, 2 was pretty ugly, but maybe that gives you. That actually looks a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. WX. Oh fuck. That's ugly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess you do it here. A, B, C into the 2. So that cleans it up. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now what is this? That looks like A, B. That looks like B or X, right? Whatever's done here is this. What are we doing? Right, consolidation. What comes from consolidation? Right, do I have anything below? I don't. So that looks to me like you could trade it this way. Looking for a reaction down here. I can't say I love this. What would you have here? Fuck. It would have to be an A. Oh, fuck, I can't even see something there. A, B, C. So let's try and get that in. A, B, C. Going down for C. Now, are we done there? 1, 2. Doesn't look like it. Looks like maybe a little bit more to bring that down into your golden zone. Oh, let's see. I'm on the NYC, so right at a ledge here, volume profile. POC down here. POC is not a good place to enter, right? Because there's no edge there. You're on a ledge here. Speaking of edge, you're on a ledge here. So could we be done there? Well, why try and pick the turn? Right. If we're done, right, then remember, this is your most advantageous place to be trading. Because if that's a 1, well, let's put in something bright here, right? If that's a 1, there is very clear expectation as to what's to come next. Right? If that's a 1, right, this has to be an impulse. Could be an A. But assuming we've got the count correctly identified, which is, I don't see an alternative, and that's the 2, or we're approaching the 2 down here. That's why in our purple belt, we force you to only trade 3s and Cs, because that's going to create some technical discipline. It's going to force you to wait for something to set up. That's why we do it that way. So if you want to pass that belt, right, it's 3s and Cs, right? Well, you could have traded the short and the C, right, assuming you came to the same conclusion that was a B there. And now you can trade the 3, or you could trade the 3 wave and the 3 of the 3, right? That's you get double bonus points there. You could trade that leg, so you could get both of them. You could get, oh fuck me, yeah, I'll finish with this. You could get the whole 3, and then you can also get the 3 of the 3, double points. Right, you're trading the 3rd wave, and you're trading the 3rd and the 3rd. Bing, 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 big winner. Okay, that's all I got, guys. I got to wrap it up. How did I do? 143, pretty close. Okay, all right. I see you guys. It's hard for me to do this and pay attention to the chat. So hopefully it's for you guys. Hopefully you get something out of these, right? I do get fairly good feedback on these. It can be tedious. I know it's hard to watch somebody else do TA, but hopefully you learn a few things, right? You just look at how to see the market. And maybe a few nuggets that I pass along the way. Likely, I speak with conviction because I've made all these mistakes. There's no mistake I have not made. None, period. I've done the dumbest of dumb. All of it. Multiple times. Over enough years, you build up just an experience base, right? You've seen it before. Seen it, done it. Right? We're all going to make mistakes. The key is not repeating them, or not repeating them often. All right, guys, you know the drill, right? You can always join us, right, to TradeDevils.com. Get into our Discord. It's free to join. So if you ever want to post in here, right, the only request we make if you're a free member is post your chart. Right? And then we'll look at it and see, okay, well, maybe there's room for improvement here, ways that we could help you have more success. That's why we do it, right? So if you're a paid member, well, we'll let you post, give me anything. But interestingly, it's the free people that just say, give me a chart, and it's the members that post their own stuff, right? Interesting how that works. Okay, guys, TradeDevils.com. If you want to participate with us, belt system, if this TA appeals to you, the one thing you'll notice if you've been watching for a month or 6 years, same way, same thing, every time, right? That's our edge. Okay, guys.